Shalom, everybody, and welcome to Rabbi Ian 3, live from my sukkah. I'm Rabbi Yosef Edelstein, that's Rabbi E for short. And oh boy, do I love to live dangerously. The holidays coming really in quickly on us, and I hope to put out something during the days of Sukkot. But I really had to come and share a few short words here, and I mean short. I'm in the sukkah. I'm in my sukkah. So if the sound quality is crystal clear and the visuals are pristine like they've never been before, it's because of the sanctity, the holiness of the sukkah. Well, actually, that's not true, because Sukkot is not started yet. So really, there's no holiness really in this sukkah right now. However, when Sukkot comes in a couple of hours, this incredible 7-day holiday, which then goes into an 8th day called Shmini Atzeret, and then Simchas Torah, but once Sukkot starts, then this space is really hallowed and sanctified. And our great sages say that the air and the atmosphere and the clarity of the land of Israel, of the temple itself, can be felt in someone's sukkah. So you got to spend time in a sukkah for the next 7 days, as much time as you can, eating, hanging out, sleeping. You bring your whole life into the sukkah. And there's so much to say about the wisdom of this holiday, whether or not you keep all the details. So, I'm in a space that will be very holy very soon. Why is it holy? Well, it's a commandment of the Torah, a mitzvah, and every mitzvah is permeated with the holiness of Hashem who gave the commandments, sure. But what's special about this space? The truth is, there's no other space as sanctified as someone's sukkah in the whole world. Get the Western Wall. There's more divine presence, I guess, or I'm not sure, but you can compare it to that. But why? Well, the Torah says, and this is something that many people are not aware of exactly, because they know Sukkot, well, it's kind of an agricultural festival, it's at the harvest time. That's one layer of meaning of the holiday, for sure. And there is a lot of joy and simcha, a unique amount of simcha in Sukkot's time, but partly because of the joy of the ingathering of the harvest. But the Torah tells us that, well, God took us out of Egypt, that's the holiday of Pesach. And God gave us the magnificent divine Torah on Shavuos, that's the holiday of Shavuos. What's Sukkot in that historical experience of the Jewish people, spiritual/historical of the experience of the Jewish people? It's God protecting us in the desert. And that means both two main opinions given in the oral tradition. We lived in our own little huts or tents or sukkah-like structures in the desert, but that's true, and we were protected by God while we were living in those structures, but we were surrounded by what are called ananei kovod, clouds of glory. The whole Jewish people in the desert, when we quote-unquote wandered in the desert, traveled in the desert, we were in a sukkah. We were protected, a climate-controlled environment, hermetically sealed by God, the ananei kovod, the clouds of glory, as it says in the Torah. So our rabbis say when you and I are sitting in a sukkah during the holiday of Sukkot, we're supposed to look at the walls of the sukkah and realize that they represent God's protection of us in the desert and beyond the desert, as individuals, as a nation, even in exile. The divine providence, Hashgacha Pratis, uniquely guides the Jewish people in this world. That's the source of the holiness of the sukkah. And we do other things on Sukkot. We take 4 species. We'll talk about that, I hope. But the essence of the holiday is to leave your permanent dwelling and your permanent dwelling mindset and come out into a sukkah. The walls of a sukkah can be made of anything at all. It's the roof that defines it. It's a temporary, a flimsy roof, beautiful evergreen branches. In mine, my roof, people use bamboo or whatever, but the walls are solid, but it's a temporary dwelling. And we have to leave our beautiful homes to come out. It's a pleasure right now. It might get a little colder tonight, but it's a pleasure. But we're starting off the year with a purified vision of the world. Because the 7-day holiday of Sukkot, which starts off the year after the cleansing of the high holiday period, is really meant, I think, to set the spiritual trajectory of the whole year. And that is to give us the Sukkah mindset. Life is not permanent in this world. We have a soul that's sent here to do great things and uplifting things and to enjoy and sing praises to God for every beautiful detail of this physical world. But the physical world is not our permanent abode. We leave the world, we'll return to it at the end of time in the resurrection of the dead. But the point is, there's a certain joy and clarity in realizing that Life is temporary. We have to and now temporary, but with full of meaning and full of purpose. And every one of us has a unique purpose. And Sukkot, we bring out beautiful things into the Sukkah. We dwell in the Sukkah. We eat great foods, hang out with your friends in the Sukkah. But the roof reminds us that we're not permanent in this world. And, however, we should link our physical lives, our temporary, if you will, lives in this physical world to permanent values, to Torah, to the mitzvot, to doing good deeds, to realize that we're on a spiritual mission here. So the Sukkah is a very great, physically joyous holiday. The word joy, simcha, is associated with Sukkah more than any other time of the year, any other holiday. But and so we enjoy physical pleasures in the Sukkah, but it's with that Sukkah perspective that we don't do the physical for the sake of the physical. We take the physical and elevate it. Everything we do is elevated into the level of a mitzvah when we do it in the Sukkah. And that's a vision for our whole life. That's the Sukkah mentality. We enjoy this world, we love this world, this physical world, but we don't put all of our hopes and trust in the meaning of this physical world in and of itself. It has a higher purpose. This world is a corridor to the world to come. And the Sukkah is a joyous, incredible, beautiful, clarifying 7-day space in which we really live a beautiful, elevated life, the model of what our lives are supposed to be for the rest of the year. When we go back into our houses, our permanent structures, but we realize that can't put your permanent hopes and trust in anything physical. We try to utilize the physical and elevate the physical. That's a little bit of Sukkot. I got to go. I hope you have a wonderful, joyous Sukkot, and I hope to record more from the clarity and the extra holiness, or the actual holiness, when the holiday starts. Thank you so much, and hope to hear you. No, you're supposed to hear me next time. Okay, I'm going to end this video.